Welcome back to the Purple Couch there, Joycey.
Thanks, Terry.
Welcome back, folks at home. Thank you so much for joining us, sharing your precious time with us. We're in the trailer park. This is Joycey.
I'm Joycey.
I'm Terry.
That's Terry.
And we're the trailer park girls talking trash. So thanks for showing up.
Yeah.
And it's good to see you back if you've been coming back. And let's get started, shall we, Joycey?
Let's get going on this.
So, who knew? We really had no idea, ladies and gentlemen, but turns out there are a couple of educational segments in this program.
Yeah, it can happen. It happens in trailer parks too.
Absolutely.
It can happen anywhere.
Anywhere.
Yes.
So, we're going to start today with the trailer park trash spotting tip of the week. So this is where Joycey and I help you folks at home spot trailer park trash, like us and our neighbors. We know lots of you don't live in a trailer park and don't know any people who live in a trailer park. But look we're poor, but we like to get out, right, Joycey? Right. We're poor, but we like to get out.
We like to get out. Poor's not that bad, okay?
It isn't.
A lot of fun. Like, it's really nice not to have any bills at the end of the month.
Absolutely.
It's not great.
So look,
okay.
This week's trailer park trash spotting tip is if you know a guy who's building his carport out of tarps and a couple of sticks, that's trailer park trash, ladies and gentlemen. Right, Joycey?
Yes, absolutely.
Tarps are a resident of the trailer park's friend.
Yeah,
Isn't that right?
They were banned at one time.
They were.
And then somebody really needed it, and then we kind of let it go a little bit.
It was the rabbits, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the rabbits.
Rabbits. All the rules
But
caved
before
for
the rabbits, let me tell you about before the rabbits, there was a trailer. It's not here now, but there was tail, and then there was a couple in there that were very poor. They didn't eat very much or anything, and their roof was leaking.
Right.
Really bad, and so they went over there and they
Good.
made boards right up the side and made a peak to the top, and then again a little ways down the trailer again down there, and then just took a piece of plastic and put it over that peak roof. Just like that.
There you go, just like that.
So
and,
if you do a light plastic, it isn't
right.
as noticeable as like an orange tarp.
Orange tarp,
Right.
right. But you'd be surprised at the buildings and sheds and containment spaces made out of tarps in our neighborhood.
They got 2 winters out of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly. So there you go.
Yeah.
If you know anybody building rooms out of tarps, that's trailer park trash, ladies and gentlemen.
Totally. There's nothing you can't do with tarps.
Oh, exactly. And a little duct tape.
Right.
There you go.
Wind and rain be gone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now look not just here in the trailer park, but all kinds of places all over the world. People know of the I Don't Caretaker. Right? He's the caretaker who doesn't really care. He's the guy we hate to love and love to hate, right, Joycey?
Yeah, exactly.
And so Pete, our caretaker, recently said to Joyce, you know, I made up most of the rules here, and a lot of them don't even make any sense, right?
We were having one of our fire nights, right?
A fire night, yeah.
Yeah, and after a while the tongues get looser as the evening goes on, so that's when we got talking about the stupid rules that we have in the trailer park. Where'd they come from?
Crazy rules.
And so Pete kind of fessed up. He said, well, I guess I made them, and I said, was that before or after happy hour? Like, what the hell?
After.
What a mess. It didn't make any sense whatsoever. That's fixed now. Happy hour.
Yes, after happy hour.
So, yeah, he admitted to doing a lot of that. So that's problem solved.
Some things have changed, right?
Yeah, exactly. So now we can put tarps up.
All right.
Goes well. Yeah. That's what we're aiming
Another
for.
happy ending,
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Now, before we go much further, I'd like to say to the folks at home, here is wishing you anything that does not offend you. I'm wishing you that, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
hey, Joycey, cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks to our good friend and viewer, friend of the show, Wendy gave us the cup. We love it. It sort of sums up the way I feel most of the time. Which must be bringing us to the politically correct
Terry Beakoff.
portion of this program.
Terry Beakoff.
Well, I'm passionate, and
Yes.
And I have something to say.
And issues. She's good issues.
And issues, yes.
She's good issues. Let's get them out.
Okay,
Don't hold
well,
nothing back.
I'll try not to.
Okay.
So this week, let's talk, ladies and gentlemen at home, Joycey, let's talk about extremists. Yes, you heard me correctly. Extremists. Let's talk about them. And so, first of all, I'd like to say that extremists are dangerous. They're kind of Fruit Loop.
Right.
And the religious Fruit Loops are the worst. You know what I mean?
Yes,
and there are extremists in just about all the religions, which, except maybe Buddhism, but that's more a lifestyle of peace and compassion.
Right.
But I'm talking about everybody from suicide bombers to people bombing abortion clinics,
Extremists. Their thoughts are so set that's absolutely the way it has to be, and everybody has to be like that.
And they're so far from center.
Right. But the problem with them and then other people that cause trouble to society is the ones that aren't that bright, we can just put them away. These ones are harder to move, but they're still got the same problems. It's a mental illness. When
they pick out bits and pieces that serve them that are all wrong. Because look at all the great spiritual teachers, every last one of them was pretty clear about this. Be good and kind and compassionate with one another. Really, that's what they all said. That's what they all said, folks.
Every religion goes there.
All of them.
All of them.
All of them. And if you're doing anything except trying to be a good neighbor and a good friend and a good sister, right, kind and compassionate and open-hearted.
Right.
So these right-wing people, the extremists, I'm tired of it, and I'm tired of us, talking about, this guy, because he's from the Middle East. There are extremists right here at home.
We're saying extremists, but terrorism is extremist as well, and that's so going on all over the place around here.
Right, and not just in other parts of the world, right here. I mean, you were mentioning a few days ago about our local terrorists.
Right, exactly. When we've got our local terrorists, that would be the gangs.
Exactly.
They terrorize people all the
time. And neighborhoods.
Because they're North American, I guess we can't have terrorists in our country, so we name them.
Yeah, gang members, we call them.
We just rename them. Bikers.
Right. Gang members. Right. But they still create terror. Among whole communities. And they, like the religious extremists, are dangerous. They're all dangerous.
They're dangerous.
Any way too far from center is just crazy, folks.
I think Hitler was
so
in
knock
that
it off.
group.
Yes, he was. Right, exactly. And you remember what happened with him.
Right.
I mean, knock it off.
But it's happening all the time in smaller degrees. It's just
right.
There's no room for it.
And there's no room for it, and I'm tired of it. And if you know an extremist, call him out. Because saying nothing doesn't help either. So speak up and talk back is what we like to say around here.
Speak up and talk back.
Speak up and talk back. Speak up and talk trash. And
I heard the other little while ago that California was thinking about cleaning out their jails.
Cleaning out their jails? How?
They're going to take all the thieves and all the drug people out of the
drug
jail.
Dealers, right.
Out of the jail.
Right.
And keeping all the mean people in there, the people that are actually
rapists
hurting
and
people,
murderers
and terrorists,
and child abusers,
shooters, and people that actually put harm on another human being.
Right.
But the
Stay where
thieves
they are,
and the drug people, well, they're just kind of part of the world, and they're not mean.
And the
like,
war
they're
on
not,
drugs didn't work, right? It's never worked. Let's
take time to look for a new way to look at it.
Absolutely.
But I always wanted to throw that in during your beaking session because
absolutely,
I'm really quite happy about that.
I am too.
Find them. Find the thieves, or find the drug people instead of filling the jails up and leave that for the people.
For the really harmful
hurt
folks.
people.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, good. That's some good news. Another happy ending. Here and what? In the politically correct segment, I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Especially when I started out talking about extremists. But last word, they're dangerous.
Terrorists, gangs,
yes,
and
absolutely.
Yeah, and the jails would be emptier. I guess that's how that fits in.
Absolutely.
For those kind of people.
A lot more room.
Yeah.
Really.
We only want to catch the easy ones because the tough ones, we don't have room for them anyway. And,
right.
If they have to wait for their sentence to happen, then they're going to be gone.
Yeah,
the whole system needs to work.
It needs help, absolutely.
It needs a lot of help.
I'm glad to hear you joining in on the politically correct, Joycey. So, moving on, now, look, when we first started talking about doing this thing, Joycey had a fantastic idea, which brings us to the Taking Back Words segment of the show. And I love this segment. Grab a word and use it is our motto here, isn't it, Joycey?
That's what we do.
So this week, we're taking back the word gizmo, ladies and gentlemen. Gizmo. Which I know you love because it's an informal slang for gadget.
It's a doodad.
And mostly, it's used by the speaker when they don't remember the name of what they're talking about.
Exactly.
Right? Gizmo.
Gizmo. Let me tell you what the Urban Dictionary has to say about that.
I love the Urban Dictionary.
It's any advanced technology device, usually pointless and or confusing.
Exactly.
That's a gizmo.
Yeah. Right.
I love the Urban Dictionary. They've always got something to say about everything.
Absolutely. Check it out online, the Urban Dictionary.
Yeah.
We love you. But that's the truth. Gizmo, high-end gadgets that you don't need, and they're confusing to at least people like me. They're confusing.
And nobody knows how to say the name of them anyway. So
exactly. Hence gizmo, gadget, widget.
Yep.
Whatever.
Attention when they're told
exactly. And I like the word. I just like the way it rolls off my tongue.
It's cute.
Gizmo.
Gizmo. Dog Gizmo.
Gizmo, yeah, hey,
That's
sure.
a good name for a dog. Little dog.
You'll have to get a dog.
Gizmo.
Gizmo.
Love it. Okay.
All right. Moving on, let's go to the second educational portion of this program, Joycey.
Okay.
And that is, of course, the How to Be Handy tip of the week. Red Green said, if the girls don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. Look it, in the trailer park, you need to be handy. You just have to be handy. Good looking, ugly, young, old. You need to be handy if you're living here.
You gotta take care of your things.
Right.
Because things break and you can't phone the landlord. It's yours. You deal with it.
You deal with it.
Yeah, right.
So, Joyce is the handy master here in the park, and I'm most certainly a handy apprentice, and I'm sure some of you guys at home are too. So this is where Joycey teaches us how to help ourselves, really. That didn't sound good, so it's the How to Be Handy tip of the week.
Here we go.
So anyhow, look, it's rainy season. We live in a rainforest, folks,
right.
And rainy season is upon us. And so that means it's time to fill up the holes. Look at everybody's roof on something
shelter.
And if the shelter is leaking, it's no good. Right, Joycey?
Right.
And there are a lot of leaky roofs around here, and Joyce's is one of them.
Right.
On the deck, on your beautiful deck.
I have a deck. Yes.
So tell the folks at home how to fix your roof, your ceiling.
The reason I have a deck is because somebody moved out and I grabbed their deck. And so it had to come from that spot up to my spot, got torn apart, put back together. put some stuff up there, and I also got that corrugated plastic fiberglass kind of stuff that we use for roof, greenhouses and stuff.
Absolutely.
Perfect for my deck. So we got it all put up there and everything, and way back in another episode I explained about Donnie helping to put this up.
Right.
And if you were watching it way back then, it was very hilarious, because every time he put a sheet up, he had a beer between each one, and by the time he got to the end, it was pretty crazy. He fell off. It was a good story. Go back.
Nobody was harmed.
Nobody was hurt. But the sheets went up upside down.
Right.
Now, when we put our strips across, we were lining up the holes that were already existing in the planks.
Trying to. Right. That was the idea.
That was the idea. We
didn't happen that way.
This is where they were before, so we'll put them in the same place so we don't have holes. Donnie brought them upside down.
Whoops.
So now we got holes where they were, and then the other holes halfway between the two beams.
Oh, that's no good. It leaks. Yeah. Holy. Oh, it's a holy roof.
And during the raining season, which is
upon us.
Right. Holy roofs don't work. So I got all these little nail holes that are dripping water down onto my supposedly dry deck.
Plop, yeah.
And plop.
I decided,
I came up with this plan that I would take a little rag and cut it into little wee tiny squares and dip the squares into some silicone. Silicone. Take the material, like I'm talking about towel cotton or something, and stick it up in the hole when it's covered with silicone, and hope it stays.
Sounds like a good idea to me.
That's my fix.
All right.
I haven't done it yet. when I do it, I'll turn it.
It's a good idea, and she will report back.
That's my solution for the moment.
Okay.
If you come up with something better, hey.
Yeah. Send us a comment. We love how to be handy tips.
Right now,
we'll take anything.
With this brain.
And she will report back, right?
Yes,
just waiting for a dry day to do it, right? We live in a rainforest,
yes,
right? So, but I think it's a great idea, and I'm pretty sure it'll work. But yes, if you have a better idea, let us know.
For sure.
So yeah, the handy tip of the week is rainy season is here. Plug up the holes.
Silicone's great.
And silicone is great. Absolutely.
Duct tape and water aren't as good as silicone. Silicone
in this instance, yes, you can get water resistant silicone. Yeah. The stuff is fantastic. Plumbers use it. It'll be perfect solution in this case. I think it will, right?
Yes.
So now look at, if you've seen the show before, you know that we like to finish up. Yeah, I can't believe it. Time flies when we're hanging out with you folks. But it's time for the last segment of the show, which is the funny story segment. Because we believe that the world could use a lot more love and a lot more laughter. Don't we, Joycey?
Yes, we do.
We do.
Yes,
and, you know, there's an old saying, oh, I died laughing. You ever heard that, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, I died laughing.
I've heard it lots of times.
You know, the old cliches hang around because they're actually the truth, right? And so if you can believe it, at this point, Joycey over here is on light laughter, folks, because... Grounded.
Right.
Because
chuckles
Joycey,
only.
Chuckles only, giggles only. Joycey almost died of laughter, ladies and gentlemen. Tell the folks at home, will you? Oh my goodness.
So, we were over on my deck, the one we were talking about.
Absolutely.
And it's a deck, and it's kind of enclosed mostly, but it doesn't have doors yet. So I took this piece of plastic and I put it down.
Right.
Tied a piece of wood on the bottom of it, and just leave it dangle there, and that's my wall. Like, it's better than no wall.
It's the door, right?
It's better
than no door.
At all. Right. So,
that was the idea, right?
So, Terry was over for coffee one day, and we were sitting there with this thing, and I was going to show her, you know, what I'm going to do, and the wind took it, and it started going around and around and around, and it was the most comical
almost
thing.
beating her in the head.
You know, maybe had to be there, but it was the most complicated.
Oh, as soon as
comical
it was hilarious.
thing I've ever seen. It was the more I tried to grab it, the more dancing it did.
It was fighting with her. It almost hit her in the head.
Should have the video on for that one.
Oh my goodness.
It was hilarious.
And I started to laugh. And
right.
I mean belly laugh from the bottom of my soul. And I decided just to let go. And so did Joycey.
I did the same thing, but I didn't. Something happened.
Yes.
This is actually.
You almost died of laughter.
I laughed and laughed and laughed, and then I couldn't stop. My stomach went into spasm, and I couldn't breathe.
Not out.
I couldn't breathe, but it was
not
still
in.
Not in, not out. It was still, but I mean, it was still funny. This thing flapping around in the wind, and Terry caught on fairly quick, and
not funny. Not funny.
No, it's not funny.
Not. I quit laughing.
But what happened was that we dealt with it.
Barely. I was terrified.
We dealt with it. Yeah, Terry just kind of sat down on an inhalers, and I chuckled at it when I looked at it because I couldn't
breathe.
In or out.
Inhaler's not going to help.
Again, I don't think I'm going to put any effort into trying that right now. Anyway, the funny part is that it all came about.
Yes. Another happy ending.
Yeah,
Joycey was not harmed.
Nobody
in
was
the
harmed.
telling of this story.
I just.
But you can actually.
I was scared though.
I was terrified. Yeah. I mean, I had my phone ready at 911. I was ready to hit the little green button to start the call, and I knew that if you passed out, I could immediately start CPR. Right. But I wasn't sure if it was a good idea to keep you conscious or let you, pass out, because you're pretty relaxed when you're passed out, right? I don't know. I was terrified. I was horrified. It scared the crap right out of me. But it's funny now.
It is funny now.
It's hilarious now.
Yes. So that's our funny story. A little bit funny, a little bit not.
Oh, right. But you can die of laughter.
You can die of laughter.
And,
I could add something to that.
Yes.
I read, I Googled this situation.
Right.
Like what's going on. And I came to two different pages that I read, and they both mentioned the same thing. This guy in the 1748 or something, 1748, the year.
Quite a while ago.
Long time ago.
Right.
Yeah, it was some night or something, and he gave his donkey some wine, and the donkey got all silly, and he laughed until he died.
Died of laughter.
So there's another example.
And that's, one of the places where the cliche comes from, right? And, it can truly happen.
That's funny. The funny visual for me was the donkey and the old guy with the cap, you're looking at this drunk. Can you see it?
Right.
I can.
Well, the funny thing for me was, when now you're on light laughter.
Yes.
She's on light laughter.
I'm grounded.
No belly laughs for Joycey.
No.
Giggles and light laughter. Yeah. But no belly laughs.
Absolutely.
For a bit.
Take away my laughter, then you might as well just shoot.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, I mean, another few days and you'll be back to belly laughing. But gotta let the muscle that was spasming, calm down and get a hold of itself and whatever it needs to do, right?
It needs,
it needs something. So now, do you think I forgot anything, Joycey?
No, I don't think you forgot anything. It's all been there.
And is there anything you'd like to add? Because if you can believe it, I think that's the end of this show. Anything to add, Joycey?
I have nothing to add. I'm pretty sure that everything's been said that needs to be said, except that, thanks again for staying with us to the end of the video.
Absolutely.
And we're having more fun all the time, and I love you for hanging out with us. And
exactly.
Staying.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. And we encourage you to speak up and talk back. Speak up and talk trash with each other and with us. Send us your comments and ideas. We'd love to hear them. So until next week, from the trailer park, that's Joycey.
I'm Joycey.
And I'm Terry.
And that's Terry.
And we're the Trailer Park Girls talking trash.
Saying bye for now.
Oh dear. Au revoir.
Toodles.
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 Sayonara.
Sayonara.
Where's the